All right, we're back here on Sublime Flight's channel for part 2 of the Downtown Urban Open. This is gonna be one of the harder back nines that you'll see with this tournament. Gage, what do you think about this?
The front 9 or front 10, as you said, is kind of the easier half. So with a 4-stroke lead, kind of feel comfortable, but you never know when there's triple mando, island, par 4, anything can happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of trouble that you could hypothetically get into on these next 10 holes, especially on those final, I guess it's like final 6 holes. This is a tricky hole here. You've got out of bounds, long, and that basket's perched up right on that ledge that if you do miss your putt, you could slide out of bounds.
This one's very tricky because I feel like my weak spot is this touchy, low ceiling shot. We see Abel with a stable disc throwing in a little Anheuser, which I don't have, but I think is the correct play, settling down there nicely.
Yeah, he's able to punch it a little bit harder, which is what you want, and still have that disc to come out and kind of fade into the green, where here, what are you going to go for?
I'm trying to flip it up, but I don't want to go long. I don't give it enough juice to flip up and carry straight. And I think it actually leaked out a little bit left, out of bounds.
Okay, so and we did go a little left and a little long. Yeah, Anthony I think he got a little unfortunate with that wind. It kind of dropped his disc right before it made it over that bush.
And that's another issue. Usually your highest percentage shot for those shorter ones is just to throw a hyzer, but those trees forcing you to throw low, which Anthony just a little bit too low.
Yeah, and that's a really, really good putt for par. Nice catch, nice catch. Didn't bang your leg up too bad.
I had the same putt the first round and missed it, so I made the correction and might have been a little bit too happy.
And that's okay. I can understand why you're so happy. I would be just as happy if I was in the lead going into these final 10 holes.
There, Wade haven't. So another thing you typically don't see on a golf course is an information sign, which Wade had to put over there. That was a nice putt.
Yep, Ryan is in there for his birdie. Sneaking right in the low right side. Not going to spit out if you hit the bottom right. Looks like you've still got your 4-stroke lead. Maybe that feels like a hole you want to get, but it also is difficult. Here we are on hole 12. What do we got here?
So this is unlike the other one where touch is required. I feel like this one, comfortable 250-foot forehand range, you just blast it into the fence, and then that kind of kills the speed rather than that nose-up touchy shot.
Yeah, and so like you said, it may be less touch and more punch. If you're able to punch through the gap like Ryan did, rather than what Wade did there, where he kind of swung it out a little wider, you'll penetrate straight to that fence, and then you're essentially, smacking off that thing in maybe 20 feet or less.
Correct. Here I am, just kind of throwing it as hard as I can, low line drive. Oh, almost got to skip in.
Almost acing. We're going to be able to see Anthony throw one of his signature turnover putter forehands here with probably going to hyzer flip this thing. And that has got to be a pretty understable disc to drift that far right on that much hyzer. And like you said, Gage, he throws it long, he hits the fence, he's got a tap in birdie.
I think for those turnover putter shots, I think it's either a deputy or a marshal. So
okay.
If you're looking for something like that.
Oh, yes. And Abel with a signature low-driven putt. He likes to put that thing on a rope and send it home. I would say when Abel is putting hard and confident, he is going to be one of the better putters that you'll ever see.
I think that's all putting is just confidence. When I step up to the putt and know I'm going to make it, I make it. And when I'm kind of have that second guess myself, that's when I miss.
Yeah, and Wade was able to capitalize there. So we got a star frame.
I didn't check scores until this hole, knowing there was harder ones ahead, just to see how aggressive I needed to be, and I have that 3-stroke comfortable lead, so I can play relaxed and throw the right shot rather than being a little nervous.
300 feet. You can play it just a little bit over that fence with the forehand and fade it in, or you can throw a big backhand. They move this hole around a little bit. It's sometimes a little shorter like it is now. It's been significantly longer, almost 400 feet. So this seems like a nice, happy medium. Probably he might have even mid-range or thrown a mid-range forehand shot there.
Abel with a little slip, but being pushed back, I think it's in a better spot because you can't use the road to get that little extra distance skipping off of, where you saw Wade air it all the way into the grass with a nice shot, and I'm trying to repeat that as well.
I am surprised here. I was for sure thinking you were going to go big backhand, but you like to skip these things off the road. There you go. I know Gage for being an exceptional backhand player, and throwing big turnovers is something you like to do.
Just got to keep them guessing, as I said. Keep it in the air to get to the grass, but you know what? I just skipped it off the road and it worked.
Yeah, it looked like that would be a good play as long as you hit the right spot on the road, which you did. Ryan showing some pretty good touch here on that forehand upshot.
Abel with the long bit. I think the wind just questioned that. Here, Anthony didn't get too far in the Christmas tree, so you can just stretch out, give a good bid.
Hard to get that thing all the way up when you got your leg halfway in a tree. Wade just a little too confident on that putt, maybe.
I feel like on the previous hole, he made a confident 35 footer. So he just kind of memorized that, but now he's at 25 feet, which is why he missed a little high there.
Yeah, and you're having a great putting day so far, continuing it with a birdie here. This is going to be a hard stretch, especially these upcoming holes. Only one birdie on that hole. Congratulations. We're moving on to hole 14. It's 320 feet. I see you going with a forehand again. You're going to go probably for a hyzer flip forehand.
Keep you guessing.
That you are keeping me guessing, and I don't guess anymore. It looks like that is the perfect shot for this hole.
The reason why I go with that flip up forehand, just to get over the hedges, and then the asphalt on the other side slopes right to left. So I feel like if you're trying to push that backhand over there, it's always going to skip away from the basket. Whereas if I can get that forehand drifting back right from the left side of the basket, it's going to stay close.
Yeah, and
as we saw, Abel's just continue to skip further away from the basket.
I think if you've got it, throwing mid-range here is definitely the play. Mid-range backhand, kind of like Wade's doing here. If it will tail back, that's going to be pretty good. Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, he pushed that back wall nicely to get it where the skip was back to the basket rather than landing at the basket and skipping away.
Okay. Anthony throwing that forehand. He's using the towel to make sure he doesn't slip. Unfortunate that there's just one light post in the way. What do you think about using a towel during these rounds?
The whole round we were dealing with the wet asphalt and slippier conditions. I just feel like the added grip that you're going to get from a towel, it doesn't give enough benefit to just being slower and smoother when you're having to think, where am I placing my foot on this drive? When you're having to execute a hard shot, you just want to turn off the brain. Your body knows what to do. Just execute.
Ryan has had 2 early shots in a row. It's hard to come back when you start throwing the disc early. Anytime you start messing up and not knowing, great putt from Ryan there, not knowing what's going to happen, just being able to let go and turn your brain off and go to the next hole and get a birdie. You just keep doing that. You keep getting birdies.
Yeah, I think that's the sport, is trying to get as many birdies as you can.
Yeah, and not letting the bad shots get in the way of your good shots. Got Wade here tapping in a strong left side for his birdie. A really, really good drive. Good to capitalize on that putt there.
I do think this was the second hardest hole on the course, so that was a good one to pick up in that battle.
Going into the last 6 holes, That's a pretty good sizable gap you've got.
Here we got a triple mando, which you missed that, and it's a stroke just taken away.
That was probably the most bittersweet thing you've done all weekend, was hitting the direct corner of that putt on there, keeping you from going out of bounds, missing the mando, but also taking probably a huge divot off your disc.
Whenever I play this tournament, I do kind of just throw some fun discs that I don't typically throw, just so I can be confident in sliding them and using the asphalt to my advantage.
Yeah. Ryan looks like he almost came back from these last two holes. Throw a pretty good shot, just got it a little bit early and caught something. Abel, just textbook hyzer flip putter, slight hyzer should say.
Yeah, I think what Abel did is what you want to do. Just get it through the gap, land on the little sidewalk there, and just slide it all the way home.
Yeah, you don't have to throw it too hard if you hit that sidewalk. But I think sometimes we'll take a little bit of luck if you can throw it perfectly straight. I guess that's not luck, that's skill. But a fortunate skill at the right time.
And having those stairs in front of the tee pad is always kind of, on top of the triple mando, mentally challenging to get it down that middle.
So I have a good question for you. We've got Anthony here with a huge putt, like we were saying earlier, just makes everything that he looks at, it seems like.
Yeah.
When you're up by 6 going into this whole triple mando, what was going through your mind? Would you rather not just lay up and take the easy par, or are you just game plan and go?
I think feeling so confident in this round, the mando felt a lot bigger than it actually was, as well knowing we have an island hole coming up, a par 4, anything can happen. So
yeah, so foot on the gas still.
Correct.
This time to
Yes.
birdie. This more or less is an easy birdie hole, and a pretty, the stats show here. We've got 3 birdies, 2 pars, moving on to 16, 266. I'm not sure if you're able to throw over everything. Can you give us a little bit of a description of what the shot is here?
Yeah, so over the years, the tree you're trying to get around obviously grows, so you have to throw it higher and more spike.
How does this look out of Abel's hand?
I think it's a little inside, which isn't the worst play, to just throw it into the tree and then know you're going to have a 35-foot putt, rather than trying to mess with going around, and then a bigger mistake could happen.
Yeah, Anthony put a good move on this. He looked like he got a little bit wider, but maybe not. Same tree.
Yeah, still catching that. It's deceptive how wide and high you have to get the disc.
And you definitely are showing us a higher and wider line. We'll see how this pans out. Oh, wow.
Just not stable enough to get back left, but that mistake leaves myself kind of 35, 40-foot putt.
Yeah,
so.
There's no question you're going to be down there. You're not playing with the tree action at all. Ryan looks like he's going to be a little short as well. Oh, that actually worked out well. Maybe not as well as I thought it did from that camera angle. But he'll have outside the circle putt. This is makeable for Wade.
I think being in that battle, from where Wade's first shot was, you just want to execute so close to the basket that you're trying so hard that he just left himself with a little bit longer than he wanted.
Yep, and we've got you here. The confidence is flowing. You can see it in your putt. No wobble, right on the pole.
I actually had this putt the first round as well, so I kind of had one practice run of getting it, so I made the correction there.
Anthony's first miss in his entire life, unfortunately for his birdie, and Abel stabbing it in there. You can see on a player when they start to lose the nerves and they get a little bit more confidence going, like you have, and like Abel there, he's starting to turn that putt on. We'll see if he can battle his way into that second place position.
Here's hole 17. This is the only par 4 on the course. It is eagleable. If you watched last year's coverage, there's one of those.
Back to the acrobats, like I was telling y'all earlier. What is this thing called?
So this is a Woboba flyer.
A Woboba.
And I think having a par 4 that is reachable, we had a little backup.
You have a Woboba shirt on.
I try and spread the Woboba fun as much as I can.
I love it, and I'll tell you what, it's way easier than hacky sack.
Yes, sir.
So I am a fan. Abel here, this is the type of shot you want to throw. It's a driven shot. That red tree down there at the end, if you can get it going left, right when you get to that tree, or just in front of it, like you're doing here, awesome shot. You could have a chance to skip up there.
Definitely the miss is going long. If you skip it too far left, you're behind the green monster, and no one wants that.
Yeah, the green monster is going to make it difficult to throw that overhand shot in this wind. It's going to be slightly unpredictable, or maybe not even unpredictable, just as hard as it's going to be difficult.
If I do remember correctly, it was a headwind, which makes it even tougher.
And this is probably going to be one of the hardest shots to get up and down for birdie on this hole. When you get that close to the big green monster. Wade is, he looked like he smoked that thing. What do you think about this upshot, Gage? This is a tight shot through here.
You never want to have to give your disc so much speed, but he does give himself a putt with that. I don't know that he was happy with the shot, but easy up and down from there.
Yeah, Abel is in a pretty decent spot. Wow.
That is the gap you want to align yourself up with for that second shot.
Is he going through? Oh! The duo crew put that there just for Ryan. They knew he was going to be there. Sorry, Ryan. Anthony here, he's got a little tree and wind to contest with. Let's see how he can do.
If you remember from last year, he was in a similar spot, jammed it in there for the eagle. I threw my drive, probably the best I've ever done.
Can you see the basket right now?
There was the duo crew also cut out a little hole for me to see the basket beforehand.
So they're helping you and they're hurting Ryan. Wow. Maybe favorites. That's why he's winning, everybody. Potential eagle. How about definite eagle possibility here? You called it. That's a really, really good hole.
See, or you can see myself. That was what I was looking for. I feel like.
So you're looking through the window and putting over it.
Correct. I feel like in the when I'm practice putting somewhere, I love the baskets around trees and then just try and lob them up over a tree limb and then down and in. So as weird as it seems, I like to practice putts like that.
Hey, Ed, seems to be paying off for you. Anthony's tapping in for easy birdie. This should be an easy birdie. It's one straight to hyzer shot, fabricate some type of tricky upshot, but most professionals can, and then an easy putt. Eagle and 2 birdies, which is exceptional for that hole. This hole, although it being 103 feet, is this playing as an island this year?
Correct. You have to land in the grass. I like the little touchy forehand down the stairs.
I can say that I've seen someone hit every single railing possible on this hole. If you see a railing, it's been hit, no matter where. Let your imagination run with that.
Abel, not having the forehand in his tool bag, had to throw backhand over the trees, which is easier initially, but there's so many trees late that it's harder to execute to land back in the grass, as we saw Ryan go long and out of bounds.
Now, what is the ruling here? If you go out of bounds once, do you re-tee, and how many times do you re-tee?
So, as we see Ryan, it's to the middle of the stairs.
Oh no!
And I feel like I don't think he was aware that
it never went in.
The bricks were out of bounds, and being in that tight battle for a second, that was just kind of the intense battle all built up into to that happening.
Anthony, happy to have that one. You have to make sure when you're in tournaments, just take your time to understand and read the ruling of the hole. You want to be prepared and be able to execute. Lots of us are capable of executing, but we come up short. So that's a lesson learned, I'm sure, for Ryan. Knowing that moving forward and just taking that time on the upshot. I think that was an easy upshot that he kind of let get away from him, unfortunately.
How are you in tournaments when you kind of know it's close? Are you one to look at scores and know that you have to execute, or on a course like this where birdie or you have to get birdies, you're just, I know what I need to do. Don't focus on anybody else.
Yeah, for me, I like to play without thinking about who I have to beat or not beat. Depending if it's coming down to the last couple holes and I know it's tight, if I need to make a decision on whether it's worth going for a risky shot, then I will. But I'm not out there to beat anyone. I'm out there to beat myself in the course, and if I do that, typically I have a decent chance at winning, just like any other player. That's an excellent shot, scooting under the railing there. This is hole number 19, 235 feet. It's not super tight, but you got to keep it a little bit low, and you want it to move left out of your hand right when it hits that gap.
I feel this is trickier than just what's on paper. The trees, the road does play out of bounds, and those trees by the tee pad.
Oh, wow. That would have been
the reaction.
Insane.
Let's see that again.
Yeah.
Did it go through the middle or on the top?
Oh, let's see. I think it hit the top. Oh. Yeah. 50-50 to the basket.
I'm not gonna try to do the same thing. I'm just gonna, well, maybe I am. No.
Showcasing some of that touch that you've got on that forehand. You decided that, hey, look, I'm better at throwing that forehand, and rather than that jump putt, you being able to make that decision is what's making you play good right now. Leaning on your strengths, not feeling pressured by Abel that it's a jump putt or it's too close. No, you say, I've got the forehand for this hole, and this is how I do my upshots. I think sticking to your game plan and your best shots is why you're in the lead right now.
I feel like the more I play tournaments, the more I learn what is a high percentage shot and what's a low percentage shot, and always trying to throw the highest percentage shot. This is a very touchy shot, especially for Anthony, who threw it a lot higher than I was expected, but that's what you got to do to get around that tree.
Unfortunately, that might not have panned out for him, no pun intended there, but that height looked like it stalled him out a little bit. This is the play that I like, which is the quick skipping thumber shot. It avoids that bush that you're going to have to contest here.
With both backhand and forehand, it's definitely in your way. I'm just using an overstable disc, throwing on anhyzer, so I know I'm getting over the bush, but I don't trust myself with anything overhand. So
fair enough. Abel here, he's throwing just like Anthony, that technical turnover shot with his backhand, getting up there. That's probably inside 25 feet.
I think it seems as if he just knows that disc and knows that he can push it that far wide, and then it's going to drift back towards the basket.
Yeah, I think Ryan, rather than going for that hyzer flip, would have liked to do something like Abel did, which was just get something out there wider and flat and let the disc do the work for you.
But definitely the miss is pushing it long rather than inside, because then you're just going to be left with that 67-footer uphill.
Yep, and here's Abel. That's actually to secure second place. Awesome finish for Abel, young gun out of Raleigh, North Carolina. He's one of our up-and-coming pros. Good birdie from that thumber for Wade.
Very happy with that.
So Gage, congratulations, you're the champion of this tournament. We've got Abel coming in second, Anthony just behind him.
The thing that I'm most happy about my round is no bogeys, a lot of birdies, good tournament.
Yeah, awesome job. Lots of putts made and throwing the disc confidently. Looks like that's how you win tournaments. Hey, thanks everyone for tuning in to Sublime Flight, the 2022 Downtown Urban Open. Thanks for all the sponsors, everyone that makes this possible for us to come out, film, play in an urban environment. So cool. Gage, thanks for coming out and doing commentary with me. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I want to give one last shout out to both Paul and Adam for filming this.
Yeah, awesome. If you guys like this, go ahead and subscribe to the Sublime Flight YouTube channel. Check us out on Facebook. And yeah, y'all have a great one.
I feel like last year was first time on coverage, first time for the tournament, so I was just out here enjoying the unique shots that this course brings. But this year I knew Anthony was out here to battle. Both Abel and Wade showed up, so it was tight. I looked at the scores maybe halfway through and I realized I had a little bit of a lead. And then after that, I feel like I just relaxed, kicked it on, so it was good.
You really turned it up on those putts. How did you dial it in? I mean, that was unbelievable.
I feel the more relaxed I am, the more my body just takes over, and like I've putted so many times that the more I'm not thinking, the actually easier the putt is.
So tell us about that crazy putt over the bushes there. Could you even see the basket?
So yeah, I actually had to have landed in the perfect spot because it was kind of a little football shape in the bushes where I could see the basket, so I didn't have to guess where to putt it. And a lot of times when I'm putting in the backyard or at a course just hanging out, I prefer to do like goofier putts rather than just 35 feet, 25 feet flat. Like I would stand next to a tree and try and put it at an angle through branches or something. So whenever I step up to a putt like that, I smile just because that's fun for me. Like I've done this before, I know it's possible. So yeah, my advice is when you're putting, don't take everything serious where you have to stand at one spot, hit it flat, like putt through bushes, putt over limbs and stuff. So it was like going up to it, I was confident.
Well, I don't think anybody's gonna be quick to challenge you for a game of horse after seeing that one. Yeah, following that shot's pretty rough.
Coming into like Monday, Tuesday, we knew either the doubles that happens on Saturday or Sunday, there's gonna be weather. Not only rain, but also gust up to 20, 15 miles an hour in there. And it was a roller coaster the first round. You would bring out your umbrella, put it down, the gust would go from 20 to 5 miles an hour and switch directions. You had to really understand what your discs do as well. Just if you're unsure, just throw over stable, which I feel comfortable throwing every shot, all stabilities of disc. So when it does happen to be stormy or something like that, unpredictable, I feel comfortable in my game knowing that I have every shot to adapt.
Well, what kind of stuff you got in the bag? What were you throwing today?
So actually, for this tournament, I bring out kind of the discs that might not be perfect, and because we're just throwing them on asphalt on some of the shots. But I really like Castoplas yarn, which I got maybe 2 weeks ago. It was kind of the pink forehand disc. I don't know if you remember those, but that was kind of something that I relied on. And then I putt with P2s, and those are always good. So those two are kind of the things I relied on.
So yeah, you can get some real road rage out here on the asphalt. What are your babies that you said, nah, this is coming out of the bag for this one?
I throw a lot of Discmania, so like the original stuff, and of course all of those are getting taken out of the bag. So yeah, I mean, just every slot taken out. There was some Toros that I knew approaches onto grass that kind of are in my main bag, and I kept those in there, but kind of everything else was just a mix for this time. I played the doubles with Tori McLean, and we finished 16 down, finishing second to Ben Jeffries and Austin Peterman, which I felt like we only missed one hole really. And so for them to kind of shoot what I see as a perfect round was solid on their part. So yeah, that helped a lot.
Did you have a favorite hole out here?
It's always fun to throw off tall things. So the parking lot is fun, but I don't think that's like a disc golf hole. I really liked, I think it's 14. You can either throw backhand stable, turn it over, then flex it down into the parking lot, or I was throwing kind of a flip up forehand that drifted to the basket, and I actually got that one twice this year, both round 1 and 2, which I was really proud of because that shot is in the woods or So that one relates to both courses, or in terms of all courses.
You got the Christmas season coming up. You taking it easy, like during the off season, or is there off season for you? Or?
Usually September plus a month or minus a month is kind of the, you have Dep Cup, North Cove, the Carolina Clash. They're all big tournaments that A-tier that bring in touring pros. I'm playing down in New Bern, Craven Chains, and then Neatman Creek as well in the following 2 weeks. So I still have 2 more tournaments to go.
Yeah, the one down in New Bern, that's a pretty sweet course. What do you like about that course?
It's not that far, but I feel like I use every disc in my bag. When you step up to a tee pad, every hole it seems like you have 2 paths, and then you have to decide kind of which fairway you want to go down. But given that, through 18 holes, I'll probably throw 12 different discs off the tee, which for me, that's what I determine as a good course, is just unique shapes, like how often, rather than just throwing the same disc on 12 holes, I'm using 12 different discs off the tee. So that's what I like about that.
Well, congratulations, you did an awesome job. It was great to watch, and yeah, best of luck to you in the future.
Thank you.
All right, here with Terry Gallops, and you got the trophies going on this year?
Yep.
Is that like an iron pour? What is that?
Bismuth.
Okay.
Bismuth.
So,
but I did pour it. I just made something that I thought would be more timeless and something that even if you didn't get first place, these are second and third trophies here, and first place are there. I wanted you to have something that you would want to keep, and then something that's unique, but also something that wouldn't be dated, you know, by either the second or third place or by text, basically. For these, I used a 100 millimeter by 100 millimeter. It was a block probably 5 by 5 inches by 2 inches deep, and I hand carved that shape out of it from just a solid block of graphite. You can pour into graphite because it can handle the heat. That was last year's.
Okay, all right.
For the 10. So this year I did a Roman numeral 11 for the 11th year.
I've seen like a lot of your paintings, but like you're kind of sculpture stuff too? Or?
I sculpt. I really don't limit myself with the medium. Sculpting kind of is what I'm driven towards. I'd really like a huge block of marble so I could actually like really sculpt one day. But I've actually looked for that. TerryGallops.com. Instagram is kind of like my virtual gallery. Mm-hmm. You can basically follow the progress of almost every piece I do on Instagram, and there end up being 20 pictures of it through the life or the progression of the piece. I'm very selective with who I sell to, and I don't try to overproduce. I will ship certain things. Certain things aren't worth shipping. Most of the stuff I paint doesn't fit in my car though. If somebody wants something, I usually fill up the van and take the van, or I rent a van from U-Haul, and then I take everything to them and let them see and pick through.
In the FA3 division, coming in second place, Kathy Gugurley. Congratulations. Terry Gallops is right there. Make sure you thank him for the trophies. First place in the FA3 division, Olivia Gugurley. You guys are too modest. You're supposed to come up here like this. In the FA2 division, a hard battle. You guys rocked it. In second place in a playoff, Diana Padilla. And your winner in the FA2 division, Nikki Dobbins. You get a bonus from Terry Gallops. Bonus trophies. You're welcome. We'll go to the MA3 division. Coming in fourth place, Clark Nichols. Third place, duo 11, CADL assistant TD, Robert Snipes. And your duo 11 champion MA3 division, Mr. Matthew Delgado. Congratulations. MA2 division, tied for second place. Did you guys do the most birdies or 40-yard dash coin toss? It's funny because they look the same. So Jeff Stout, John Geronimo, come on up. Congratulations, guys. Oh, you picked up. And your first place winner in the MA2 division, Andrew Galams. Going to the MA6
MA60 duo champion, Cary Poling. Going on to the MA50 division, coming in third place, Lance Sanders. Coming in second place, Mr. Sean Horn. Sean left his $1 million CTP on what hole? 12. 12. He said you should have had a CTP on hole 12. I said we did. It's $1 million. And your MA50 duo champion, Justin Walther. Third place, MA40 division, Aaron McLeod. Coming in second place, MA40 division, Mr. Joe Forrest. And your MA40 duo 11 champ, Mr. Wesley Hunt. Robert Mohinsky, I have something for you. Jake Holmes. Hey Todd, Jake Holmes. Congratulations, sir. Coming in second place, Mr. Zach Yes. Congratulations, sir. Your 2022 duo MA1 champion, Jake Ladugan. Coming in third place, MP40 division, Giancarlo Anselmo. The Anselmo family has played every duo except for the one that was at Diablo. Give it up for them. Coming in second place in a tie, Mr. Jeremy Bond, sponsor of the duo. Give him another round of applause, Jeremy. Amongst a lot of other people, Jeremy, Deanna, Bond Brothers family, they do so much for me personally as well as CADL. So if you're ever in the vicinity, please come out and help them, help me, help you, partake in some tasty adult beverages. Really great people, so thank you so much, Jeremy.
Cattle putting leagues at Bond Brothers East Side every Tuesday. I check in up until about 6:15.
Your MP40 champion, Duo 11, Mr. Austin Peterman. Look at that headband. Very good. Congrats, brother. Coming next to the FPO division, coming in fourth place, Hannah Horns. Hannah Forns. Yeah. She said she doesn't deserve anything at the duo. Yes, she does. Coming in third place, a mainstay at cattle events, Michelle Green.
Thank you. This was so much fun. Thank you so much. Woo, Terry, gee.
Coming in second place, Sarah Austin. And your FPO Duo 11 champion, Megan Shute. Third place, another Anselmo, Anthony Anselmo. Congratulations.
I'd like to thank my sponsor, Dynamic Disc.
Did everybody hear that? No, everybody didn't hear you. You gotta say it loud.
I'd like to thank my sponsor, Dynamic Disc.
Coming in second place, another great young gun from here in the Raleigh area, Mr. Abel Boyd. Congratulations. you will find Abel doing all kinds of tricks and wizardry with disc every Tuesday at Bond Brothers Eastside. You will see every trick disc throw in the bag. And he putts very well. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'd also like to thank my sponsor, Discraft.
And your NPO Duo 11 champion, sub 100, Gage Stiles.